A lonely stretch of road winds through the dense Appalachian wilderness. The trees stand like silent sentinels, their bare branches clawing at the midnight sky. A thick fog rolls in, swallowing everything in its path. Then, out of the darkness, a figure emerges, a young woman barefoot and trembling, her white nightgown torn and soaked with blood. Her breath comes in ragged gasps. Her eyes, wide with terror, dart from side to side as if something or someone is still chasing her. She stumbles onto the asphalt, her legs giving out beneath her. The silence of the night is shattered by the screech of tires as a passing truck swerves to a stop. A man jumps out, his heart pounding as he rushes toward her. He calls 911. It's a girl. She's hurt bad. I think she escaped from something, he said. What he doesn't know is that she is the sole survivor of a ritual massacre, one orchestrated by a secretive and deadly cult. And their leader? He is still out there.
Her name was Emily Carter, just 19 years old. Emily was a bright and promising college freshman, studying psychology at a prestigious university. Her friends describe her as kind-hearted, inquisitive, and full of life. She loved reading, playing the piano, and volunteering at an animal shelter on weekends. But beneath her warm smile was a restless curiosity, a yearning to understand the unknown, to seek meaning beyond the ordinary. That curiosity led her straight into the arms of Gideon Graves. Gideon was no ordinary spiritual guide. He was charismatic, persuasive, and above all, dangerous. He promised enlightenment, a path to inner peace. But his true intentions were far darker. Emily, like so many others before her, had no idea what she was walking into. A week after Emily vanished, authorities made a discovery that would haunt them forever. Deep in the Tennessee woods, they found a hidden compound, a place so well concealed that even the most experienced search teams had nearly missed it. The scene was nightmarish. A ring of makeshift wooden huts circled a massive stone altar. The air was thick with the acrid scent of burnt offerings. Candles flickered in the darkness. Their wax melted into grotesque shapes. Symbols, arcane, disturbing, were carved into the trees. And then there were the bodies. In shallow graves, authorities uncovered the remains of multiple victims. Some had been buried for weeks, others only days. The most chilling discovery was a wooden plaque nailed to the altar. It read, "Sacrifice cleanses. The divine awaits." But Emily was different. Unlike the others, she was found alive. She was tied to a post, drugged, barely conscious, a sacrificial offering. But somehow, by sheer will or sheer luck, she had managed to escape, and she was the only one who knew the truth. The discovery sent shockwaves through the nation. Who were the children of the divine? How had they remained hidden for so long? The FBI launched a full-scale investigation. What they uncovered was even more disturbing than they had imagined. The cult had been operating for decades. Founded in the 1990s by Gideon Graves, a failed preacher turned self-proclaimed prophet, the group preached a doctrine of spiritual ascension through suffering. Former members spoke of Gideon's terrifying control. He used starvation, hallucinogens, and brutal punishments to break his followers down, making them wholly dependent on him. The rituals grew darker over time. What began as fasting and isolation turned into ritual sacrifices. First animals, then humans, and yet, for years, the cult evaded law enforcement. They moved from place to place, using fake identities, cash transactions, and underground networks to remain invisible. But now, they had made a mistake. Emily was their witness, and she was talking. Emily's account painted a horrifying picture, of what really happened inside the cult. She described the final night, the ritual that should have taken her life, the chanting, the fire, the cold steel of the knife against her skin, and most chilling of all, Gideon's eyes staring into hers as he whispered, "The divine is waiting." But something went wrong. Chaos erupted, a distraction, an argument. Emily broke free, running blindly into the woods. And Gideon? He disappeared. Authorities searched every corner of the compound, but there was no trace of him. Then a new lead emerged. Surveillance footage from a gas station miles away. A man matching Gideon's description, clean-shaven, wearing a stolen trucker's uniform. A raid on a second compound in Colorado. Inside, they found chilling evidence. Plans for another mass ritual, scheduled to take place in just a few weeks. A former cult member came forward, revealing that Gideon had powerful allies in the underground world of religious extremism. He wasn't just running, he was rebuilding. The manhunt for Gideon Graves lasted 4 months. It ended at the U.S.-Mexico border. Acting on an anonymous tip, federal agents intercepted a transport van heading south. Inside, hidden beneath a pile of blankets, was Gideon Graves. Even in handcuffs, his chilling charisma remained. As he was led away, he turned to the cameras, smiled, and simply said, "This is not the end." The trial was swift and brutal. The testimonies of survivors, including Emily, painted a picture of unimaginable horror. Graves was sentenced to multiple life terms, with no possibility of parole. But the scars left behind, they may never fully heal. To this day, the remnants of the children of the divine linger in the shadows. Some former members still struggle to reintegrate into society. Others, they disappeared. And then there are the whispers. Online forums, cryptic messages, secret gatherings. Some believe that even behind bars, Gideon Graves is still pulling the strings. That his followers are waiting, watching, ready for the day he rises again. Because in their eyes, he is not a criminal. He is a prophet, and the divine is still waiting.
For more thrilling true crime stories, subscribe now and hit the notification bell. You don't want to miss what's next.